Jeff, and thank you to everyone for being here today. I don't mean to interrupt your conference and all the real work you're doing. And thank you to Chairman Hill for his hospitality as well as being with you, sir. Thank you for working with my office on so many issues. Among them, the water compact that you just signed, which you guys haven't learned about. It's a phenomenal effort between local government and the United Nations here that I commend highly. So, listen, as Jeff alluded to, the logging industry, forestry in general, is a critical part of our economy here in Wisconsin. Employs thousands of people. It's integral to who we are. It's part of our culture, and it's incumbent upon those of us in public office to think about ways in which we can not only continue to nurture that industry, but also do things that make sure it is environmentally friendly and that we're improving safety no matter what industry we're in. And that's why I'm proud to introduce the Safe Routes Act of 2019. Why is this legislation needed? Well, according to a 2018 study from Virginia Tech, logging trucks often have a higher risk of causing fatalities, particularly when they're forced to maneuver around city, county, or state roads where they encounter school zones, crosswalks, intersections, or stop signs. And by allowing them instead to have a waiver that would allow them to access to the federal interstate highway system, we could reduce these accidents. We can make life easier for our logging trucks, and we can also help them get their products to the customers in as quick and efficient way as humanly possible. In 2009, Congress authorized a pilot program in Maine allowing for states to waive, for that state to waive federal weight restrictions on the interstate. And what the Maine Department of Transportation statistics showed was that truck crashes decreased by 25%, and the number of fatalities decreased by 37% after the pilot went into effect. And it's critical to note that states have their own restrictions in this regard, which would not be waived in this case. It would simply allow logging trucks to have access up to 150 miles to the interstate highway system. We've seen the proof of concept in Maine, and all we're asking is that we have access to the same thing here in Wisconsin. And as we look forward, I know at the federal level we are debating what's the next move on infrastructure. We all want to come together as a country and make a generational investment in our infrastructure. In the current political environment, that's going to be very difficult. It's something that I believe we can do over the next 2 years. But as we wait for that bigger infrastructure investment to happen, we still need to be looking for all the different ways we can, at the state level, at the local level, and at the federal level, advance the ball down the field. And while I know this isn't a massive infrastructure bill, I think this piece of legislation is something very meaningful and powerful that we can do that will help the logging industry, it'll help all those who are downstream from that industry, and it'll make our roads and our streets and our highways safer here in Wisconsin. So I'm proud to be part of this effort. I thank you guys for being here today. And I want to introduce Craig Thompson, our Secretary of Transportation in Wisconsin, who has been incredible to work with in my office. And I just want to thank you for the time you've made yourself available. Thank you for being here today. So please join me.